Hey everybody, hope everything's going well. Go ahead and unmute yourself or type in, fire away with your questions. Anything goes.
And go ahead, Christy, then Sandra.
Hey, Miss Christy.
Hey there, guys. So this is probably just a nothing thing, but it's an experience I've never had before in all the years of smelling and working with oils.
Mhm.
This morning I was working with etheric cords and poplar balsam.
Mhm.
And I have this distinct smell of hairspray. And at first I thought maybe it's just something from one of the oils, but this is like hairspray from when I was a hairdresser smell. Like, is it possible that because I was doing forgiveness techniques and forgiving?
Yeah, sometimes when you're processing or releasing an energy and old energies, there can be a scent that comes with it, a smell. I remember like one of the times I was processing some things that had to do with like my grandpa and stuff like this. And he used to smoke a pipe, like pipe tobacco. And when I was going through and processing it, I could smell the tobacco. And, it didn't last forever, but I mean, it's like I could start thinking about it. And I could smell the tobacco. I thought, like who in the house is smoking a pipe? And that's possible. It doesn't happen often. I've only had it happen to me like 3 or 4 times, but yeah, I mean it definitely can happen.
Okay, well, it's lovely Aveda hairspray, so there's that.
Yeah,
it's been with me all day long and it will not go away. So apparently there's some more work to do. Are there any recommendations, or are they just write it out?
It'll pass. Like it's just like there's a thing in psychology or psychiatry, I should say. Nerves that fire together are wired together, and sometimes when you go through and you process it, it's just like some neurological things that are kind of, it's not that they're fused, but when one fires, like kind of a grouping fires, and some of that old memory, it evokes a scent, and just when you kind of work through it, it'll pass.
Okay,
it can last for days though. Like I had one, it was it was a foul smell. It lasted for like 6 weeks. And I would ask people, I was like, do you smell that? Like, can you smell that? Like it was just but it usually only lasts like a day or 2 or a week, maybe at the most. Yeah. Like if it's something coming out, just keep it moving.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. In other news, I've been working with the blue healer and mixing it with that oil base, and it's helping with the sinus inflammation.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, like because sinus inflammation, it usually is a lot of like physical stress in the body. It can be other things too, but that's always a big one. And emotionally, mentally, you can be fine, but your body is having some sort of stress response, and some of the stress response sometimes is it could be shifts, it could be changes, but it also can be inflammation. Like inflammation actually produces like a stress response. And so like going through and reducing the inflammation reduces the stress, and then the stress will reduce the response in the sinuses. And it can be allergies, it can be all kinds of things. It's not always the same, but when you have something that's kind of constant, and sometimes it's areas where there's allergies or things like that. And so that is part of the stress response and things like that. But you still treat allergies, but if it has a hard time clearing up, that's why even we made that one blend, what was that? Pulmonary stress support. It's tied to reducing the stress in the respiratory tract, but because of inflammation in the respiratory tract. And so the blue healer should be very helpful for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.